Most people think AI gives bad answers because the tool isn't smart enough. That's not true. In almost every case, the problem is how the question is asked. AI doesn't think like a human. It reacts to instructions. If the instructions are vague, rushed, or incomplete, the output will always feel generic, shallow, or wrong. Once you understand how to guide AI properly, the same tool suddenly feels 10 times more powerful. Let's break this down using real situations people struggle with every day, and the exact prompts that fix them. A very common complaint is, AI gives me very generic answers. This usually happens because the prompt is too broad. For example, asking something like, explain marketing, or give me business ideas, that tells the AI almost nothing. Instead, you want to narrow the thinking space. A better way to ask is, explain digital marketing to a small business owner who has a limited budget, no technical background, and wants results within 60 days. Use simple language and real examples. This instantly changes the output because the AI now knows who it's talking to, what level to use, and what the goal is. Another common issue is when people say, the answer looks correct, but it's not useful. That's because AI defaults to neutral, safe explanations unless you force it to be practical. For example, instead of asking, how can I improve productivity? Ask it like this: I work a 9-5 desk job, get distracted easily, and feel mentally exhausted by mid-afternoon. Give me a realistic productivity system can follow without waking up early or using complex apps. You'll notice the advice becomes grounded, realistic, and usable. A huge mistake beginners make is expecting AI to read their mind. If you don't mention constraints, AI won't assume them. If you don't mention tone, AI won't guess it. If you don't mention format, AI will choose one randomly. For example, instead of, write an email to my boss, use, write a short, polite, professional email to my manager explaining a project delay caused by external dependencies. Keep it calm, accountable, and solution-focused. No excuses. Maximum 120 words. Now, the output matches real-world needs. Another powerful trick is telling AI what not to do. Most people never do this, but it dramatically improves results. For example, explain investing for beginners, but avoid jargon, avoid mentioning complex instruments, and don't assume prior financial knowledge. This removes confusion before it even happens. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest unlocks most people miss. Ask AI to think step by step. Without this, it often jumps straight to conclusions. For example, instead of, help me decide whether I should switch careers, ask, help me decide whether I should switch careers. First, ask me the key questions you need answered. Then analyze my responses step by step, before giving advice. This turns AI into a thinking partner instead of a quick answer machine. Another mistake is using AI once and stopping there. AI works best iteratively. If the first answer is 70% correct, don't start over. Refine it. Say things like, this is helpful, but make it more practical. Rewrite this assuming I have no background knowledge. Shorten this and make it more direct. Give me an example that applies to daily life. Each follow-up sharpens the output. A lot of people say AI sounds robotic. That's because they never define voice. Try adding this to prompts. Write this in a calm, confident, human tone, like explaining something to a friend. Or, make this sound natural, conversational, and easy to listen to. You'll immediately hear the difference. Now, let's talk about problem solving. Instead of asking AI to solve something instantly, ask it to diagnose first. For example, my business growth has stalled. That's vague. Better, my small online business has flat sales for the last 3 months. Ask me questions to diagnose the problem before suggesting solutions. This forces AI to slow down and think logically. Another underrated technique is role assignment. You can drastically improve outputs by telling AI who it is supposed to act as. For example, act as a hiring manager with 10 years of experience and review my resume for clarity and impact. Or, Act as a customer who is skeptical and point out weaknesses in my landing page. This creates perspective instead of generic advice. When using AI for learning, don't ask for explanations alone. Ask for structure. Instead of, teach me personal finance, ask, create a beginner-friendly learning roadmap for personal finance with clear stages, what to learn at each stage, and common mistakes to avoid. Now AI becomes a guide, not just a search result. Another thing most people miss is asking for examples tied to their life. You can say, give examples related to office work. Use examples related to family budgeting. Explain this using everyday situations. Examples anchor understanding. One more powerful habit: ask AI to check its own work. For example, review the advice you just gave me and point out any assumptions or weaknesses. This often improves quality dramatically. Finally, remember this: AI is not a magic answer generator. It's a reasoning engine that responds to clarity. The better your instruction, the better the output. If you feel AI is underwhelming, it's almost always a prompting problem, not a tool problem. Start being specific. Add context. Define tone. Set constraints. Iterate instead of restarting. Do that, and the same AI you thought was average suddenly becomes one of the most powerful tools you use daily. If you found this content useful, please hit the like and subscribe button and share it with your friends.